Hoka hey, Alita Army, and welcome to the Alita Livestream of September the 3rd, 2021. Alita's fighting spirit and how it factors into her personality, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gunham, and the desired sequels. I am your host, the Muskogee Creek from Denver, Colorado in the United States. My co-host Angelus had to work today, so he won't be with us, but I do have a guest. Do not stand by from Arvada, Colorado in the U.S. How's it going? Do not stand by.
Very well. How about yourself, Creek?
Oh, real good, real good. Yeah, we got a kind of an interesting topic today, and we got some other folks, signed up to come in. Actually, we don't sign up, for this stream like we do Radio Chaos. I just send folks invites. If they want to show up, they can show up. And also, if you guys, anybody out there, which I don't think there's that many folks out there right now, but if you want to get on the stream with us and talk about Alita Battle Angel, here's I'm putting it in the chat right now, the stream link. So there it is. You can just click on that link and join us and talk about Alita. So how's it going? Do not stand by.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to channel some fighting spirit myself. I'm helping some city council candidates get elected, and we got to have that fighting spirit in order to be able to defeat the incumbents here.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you were into politics. That's pretty cool.
Well, I wasn't, but
you are now.
A lot of events that have happened over the last couple of years have gotten me to be active because okay. I'm inspired by Alita in that way.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, Alita's a good role model for all of us, I think. Yeah, Max Tack Dry is going to join us, I think, or at least I sent him an invite. So is Den, and maybe even Dizzy. So I think we'll have a good crew here eventually. So anyway, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Unless you got any other news to report there, do not stand by.
Just want to remind everybody that we got Alita Day coming up next Thursday, and hopefully we'll be able to get a trending event going again.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that at the end of the stream. There's going to be 2 trending events next week. And actually what we want to try to do is do I guess you would call it like a mini virtual symposium where we're going to have a lot of online activity going on for folks to participate in. So anyway, we'll talk about that at the end of the stream. Okay. Here's our battle angel right here, Cyborg Girl. And here's just some of the notes that I've made about her. I actually picked this up from a previous stream that we did. But, Alita has a lot going for her. She's certainly, our inspiration, like Do Not Stand By said. And certainly a great role model for us, a great character, not just a movie character, but someone that can to drive us as humans to be better, and even though she's cyborg, 99% machine, she is probably, as Hugo would say, the most human person he had ever met. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, in honor of Angelus, I put that first bullet up there. Uwu, she has definitely got that going for really pretty, really nice, that kind of stuff. We had that second bullet right there. We put that in there some time ago on a different stream, talking about slightly different, topic here. But, we put that in there to kind of, argue with Dan just a little bit because he maintains Android 18 as a better waifu. So, we just kind of tease him about a little bit, all in good fun, though, And certainly Alita's courageous. She definitely, size does not matter to her if she has to fight. The size of the challenge is not an issue for her. She is going to do what she has to do. And that, of course, being athletic is another thing that Creek likes about her. And that one and the bullet behind determination are 2 of the characteristics about Alita that I really like about her, the fact that she is a very athletic person and very strong. And that doesn't just go to her being being a cyborg, because some folks would say, well, she's got that cyborg body, she's already got superhuman abilities, so she don't have to train or any of that kind of thing. Well, anybody that's read the manga or actually read or listened to the audio book of the novelization knows that's not true. She has to train to, say, for instance, compete in pro motorball events. So it's not like she's, got all this given to her. Now, yeah, that berserker body's got a lot of power, and it was given to her, or at least she was attached to it, by Ito. But she still has to put effort into it. It's not like it's automatic for her. And then, of course, that determination there is something that we've all talked about on many, many streams, how she does accomplish the objective no matter what. Super strong. And as you can see in the lower right corner there of the screen, I guess musically talented. I don't know if that's definitely in the manga when she was in her civilian body, playing at the Kansas bar, which was pretty cool. She loves dogs, and she has a lot of other traits. But I bet just about every one of us in the Alita Army would say what we love about Alita the most is the total package. That's the whole 9 yards with her, all of this put together. So what do you think there, Do Not Stand By?
You got a great list there. I think it's really great to see a lot of the attributes that people admire within their favorite fiction, whether in comic books, whether in heroic epics. I think that it's all encapsulated in Alita.
Yeah, and one I don't have up there, of course, is she's a great fighter, so I guess you could combine athletic and strong with that. But yeah, she is a super great melee fighter, with that Panzerkunst, which really does that for her. And certainly she had to be trained to do that too. I mean, even though she had a cyborg body, when she learned Yeah, go ahead.
They did a really good job in the movie to give her some training scenes to show that it didn't just come out of nowhere. That part of it was from her previous life before she was found by Ito. And part of it was that she was training after she started to get her memories back, like when she was training in front of the mirror.
Yeah, that's right.
So they did a good job of showing her having to practice and having to struggle, and even the first motorball scene where she got knocked down by Tanji. It was also an example of her having to train. And I love that scene where she runs into a pole and, and has to be told by Hugo to let go of the button in order to stop her skates from spinning.
Yeah.
So all those scenes of her failing and her having to practice and having to struggle in order to get to the level she needs to be, that's really a very big part of her character.
They cut out a scene out of the movie of her doing training with Hugo. I guess they were following the novelization pretty close there, but I don't know if you've seen the video. It's on YouTube, and I think our friend Raul has actually put that up, posted it too on his YouTube channel. But where she is, basically on top of Hugo about to punch him, and that was right out of the novelization, which was really cool. But from what I gather, I think originally the movie was going to be like 2.5 hours, and they trimmed it down to 2 hours and 2 minutes. So unfortunately, I think we would have got, or if they had 2.5 hours there, we probably would have seen that training scene, about how she was learning how to do pro motorball, because it was very obvious in that street motorball scene how she wasn't ready for the big time. I mean, she could, when she first got up on those skates when Hugo was introducing her to the others, she was barely kind of just, kind of waddling along on those skates, And then, of course, she learns fast. So, I mean, she was able to skate pretty good, but it was obvious that she wasn't pro material at that point in time, until I guess Tanji knocked her down. And then she even learned some more, I guess. So.
Yeah, she doesn't let any of her setbacks keep her down. She takes the hit, she takes the fall, and she takes it in stride. But she doesn't let it stop her from getting to the point where she can be powerful enough to compete with the best of them. and that's something that I think a lot of us can learn from her.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, that just about one of the very first scenes, or her first, I guess Rose's first scene. Well, no, I guess she was in the scene of laying on the table there when she was being connected to the doll body. But when she wakes up, that scene, she first gets out of bed, and starts to walk toward the mirror, and she falls down, and that's pretty cool. How she got right back up. That didn't stop her, and she, then proceeded to approach the mirror. That was kind of like a little foreshadowing about what was going to happen in the rest of the movie. That yeah, she's going to fail from time to time, but she always overcomes it. And I think that's one of the neat things about her. How she always overcomes. And she may get hacked to bits, by Gruishka, but she's still her determination still enables her to have the drive to achieve whatever it is she wants to do. So it'd be neat if we could see. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, eventually by the end of the movie, she gets to the point where she's failing and she's struggling, but she always keeps fighting, and eventually her fighting spirit brings out the best out of other people, especially Shirin. You never would have expected Shirin would turn, just like Nova never expected that she would turn.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Because of her inspiring example, she made other people want to be better people.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely. Yeah, one of the neat things about this too, I think, and it was from the beginning of the movie to the end. I like the progression of the overall movie, how she's kind of like a little 14-year-old girl, at the beginning, and then as time goes on, you see her in that body. And I guess I saw an interview, I can't remember if it was with John Landau, or I can't remember if it was with him, or could have been Rodriguez, I don't remember. But, they changed her face, a little bit when they put her in the motorball body. And to me, it's like she was like probably, when she was on that, when she was into her berserker body and she was on the supply tube with Hugo, to me, she looks like she's like 22 or 23 on that. Now, I'm a horrible gay. I don't gauge age very well sometimes, but she definitely looks older than she does when at the beginning of the movie. So she's not a teenage little girl anymore at that point, But one of the neat things about, I think, the ending of the movie, it's really sad. It chokes me up every time I see it. But one of the neat things about it is that, you see, Hugo, his arm breaks and you see him falling, and she has that just sort of primal scream, about that failure, and then of course they do that time-lapse photography or videography, and you see her there in the motorball locker room. That tells me that, and that was over several months, probably 3 months, maybe more. And that tells me that even though she suffered that great loss, that was probably the greatest loss that she could suffer in that movie at that point, she still had the drive to continue on and then, make it to the first league, in motorball, and that, to me, that was, we could all learn from that, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm fighting so hard for a sequel, because there's an additional layer to her that hasn't been explored yet, which is her determination to fight for a bigger cause. Because the first movie is all about her personal cause, about Hugo and her and Ito and the people that she cares about. But the future movies, like manga, they can explore how does she fight for a bigger cause, for people that she's never met before, for the entire Iron City.
Yeah, Ash Blackwind brings up a good point here, about, her being our role model. Obviously she is, and being the character she is. Now, we acknowledge all the time, she's a fictional character, but still that doesn't mean that the message that comes out of the movie is any less valid, but the character that she has, and how we in the Alita Army, kind of revere her, and it's kind of like he says, it is almost like a religion, pretty much. I mean, she's not a deity, that's for sure, but just think about how passionate the Alita army is. I mean, anybody that, for instance, if you were to talk to Vladi, you would know he is extremely passionate, about Alita, or any of us for that matter. I mean, I've been around friends where I'd say something about Alita and they'd say, "Oh, not Alita again," but it's just the way it is. It's just how we feel about her as a character, and the message she gives us.
Yes, I think that for people like us, there's something about her that really resonates with us that maybe doesn't resonate with most people, because I think most people, when they watch Alita, they don't really give her a complete chance. They're always comparing her with maybe what they've seen in previous movies and other characters.
Yeah.
But for a lot of us in the Alita army, there's something about her that just goes way beyond anything we've seen before, that she just inspires us like no other fictional character.
Yeah. Well, Do Not Stand By, you have a teenage daughter. Let me ask you this. Can you see the link, or even somewhat of a connection between her and your teenage daughter, in terms of, how you feel about Alita, how you feel about your daughter, and that kind of thing? Do you see any kind of consistent kind of, how you are with her, or that kind of thing, through Alita?
Well, I definitely saw the movie from the lens of Ito, and I really viewed it from the perspective of I can really feel this guy's dilemma, that he wants to keep his adopted daughter, safe, but at the same time he's holding her back, and she's resenting him for that, and he has to struggle with supporting her for being who she really is, while at the same time keeping her safe from the dangers of the world that they live in. And I can identify with that a lot. But I can also see in my own daughter that, at times she's going to have flashes of rebellion and flashes of disagreement with what I feel is the best thing for her. And it's something that I see in myself, that I want the best for her, but I got to balance the desire to keep her safe with the desire to help her become who she really is.
Oh, you got a very definite connection with Ito then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Max Tack. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, that sounds like the Fonz, man.
That's who I was channeling.
Cool. Yeah, we were just talking, Do Not Stand By, and I were just talking about Alita, about...
What a shock.
What a shock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who would have thunk it, as they would say.
Yep.
And I guess one of the things I would say, Do Not Stand By, I'm going to ask you about this too, Maxie. But for me, Alita, I see Alita almost like I'd see a niece, I mean, I think I've said this on a couple of streams prior, but at the end of the movie, which I referenced a little while ago, about how, how she skates up to the mirror and that little tear comes down her eye, I mean, it was like I'm her uncle, and I just want to hug her, But John Hoots quickly pointed out, don't you dare, because that's not what she wants, and he's absolutely right, but that's the feelings I have for her in terms of as a character, I mean, I really identify with her that way. Maxie, you don't have a daughter, but you do have a son. What kind of connection, or what kind of something in parallel you see with Alita, maybe, or your feeling toward her, or your perspective, maybe like Do Not Stand By has with Ito, that you would have with your son? I mean, is there any similarities there?
Well, 30 years ago, when I first chanced upon Alita, I was a much younger man, and my feelings were more in the Hugo / figure 4 category than they are these days. But as I've got older, I've shifted more to the protect, as they call it, position. And I'm more in the Ido camp these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of, well, see, I knew who Alita was very vaguely, but even then I was in my 40s. I wasn't a very young guy, like I'm not a very young guy right now, but you know, uh, I mean, I didn't really have any strong feelings for her either way. I mean, I read, I picked up, they had a couple of, I think I mentioned this before, it was a comic book store. It had a couple of volumes of the manga in there, and I remember seeing it, but I didn't develop any feelings until I saw the movie. Of course, I've read the manga since then, but at that point it was like, yeah, it's almost like, like a niece or a daughter or something like that. I do have a stepdaughter, but she's fully grown. I don't have to protect her, you know. But it strikes me that any feelings that any of us would have, that protect mode that you would have, you don't really need that with Alita. I mean, we would have them as individuals, but Alita doesn't really need protection, does she? In terms of against threats, that would be, that would want to harm her in some way. I mean, she is quite capable of protecting herself, in a very major way. Welcome, Chaos.
Well,
Go ahead.
you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do not stand by.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's definitely true by the time she slices Grishka in half. But
Yes.
Up until that point, she needed a lot of help in order to get there. Because that was the point she was at where she remembered enough about her past that she needed to finish the mission and destroy Zalem. But before that, she needed a ton of help. She needed Ito's guidance at first. She needed Hugo to help her realize her dreams of being able to find out about her past. And then ultimately she got shredded by Grishka, and she couldn't have made that comeback without Ito. So, so from that perspective, me seeing myself through it at the movie through Ito's eyes, I see how important it is that parents and the older generation nurture the younger generation until they're ready to face a really cruel world. And a lot of times I see the news, and our world almost seems as cruel as the world that Alita finds herself in.
Yeah. What's up, Chaos? How's things going there in Ohio?
It was mostly just a lot of rain, and the rivers rose a little bit, but otherwise I'm fine.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we had some rain. Did you get rain up there in Arvada? Do not stand by, because we got a pretty good one here down in Littleton. So
we got rain, but it wasn't that much. How much did you get in Littleton?
Oh gosh, it came down. It was like a Florida thunderstorm. Now we did get a little bit of hail. I mean, it was very small. Wasn't a baseball size hail that damages cars. But we got quite a bit of rain actually. It probably rained for like 15, 20 minutes. So it was kind of unusual for around here.
There was I think it was like 2 hours or so. I believe it was worse if you went southeast to say Pennsylvania or New Jersey, from what I know.
Yeah, well, I guess the weather is what it is. I guess in the Iron City it rains a lot from what I've actually heard in the audiobook, about it raining in Iron City all the time.
Bad things happen when it rains. At least that's the way I see it.
Yeah. Anyway, Chaos, you have kids, don't you?
Yeah, the little guy is he's 18 months now.
Ah, okay. So he's not like Alita at this point, but is there any feelings that you like maybe like you have with your kid, like you say, he is a little guy, and Alita's, at the end of the movie, she's an adult, but do you have it? Yeah. Do you see any what kind of feelings in common do you see between you and your son, and what you extrapolate to Alita when you watch the movie?
I would say he certainly likes to, do whatever he wants, but obviously he's as young as he is, not everything's good for him or safe for him, and he gets mad sometimes, and I'm just like, sorry.
Yeah,
Let's do something else.
yeah. Yeah, so he's a little bit young to be. He's not. It won't be like Alita, I guess. So
Not for years. Yeah.
yeah. What about what are some of the qualities in Alita you think that you find kind of attractive or good or whatever you want to call it in her that that makes up her personality? We have a list there, but that's just for reference.
She's fiercely protective, most likely because of a guilt trip from all the people that she messed up at doing it. I mean, obviously we don't see Destiny Nova directly, but the little telephone call he gives was a little bit disturbing because it's foreshadowing, and he's just like, yeah, sure, you can not be vulnerable, but the other people around you are.
Yeah. Yeah, he was using Vector as a telephone, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And the guy named Destiny Nova on YouTube actually did a video that showed that wasn't all new. It was also in Volume 7 where a TV screen bursts out of a cyborg's mouth. And Destiny Nova talks to her on the TV screen.
Oh wow, God! Don't ruin it anymore for me. I still
Well,
haven't
I'm just
read
saying
like
it's a good thing that Vector's mouth didn't pop a TV screen out of it.
Yeah. That's right. Well, Maxie, what is it do you see in Alita and her personality, or any of those traits, or any other traits that kind of speak to you?
Oh, Jesus, that's a deep question for first thing in the morning. Well, she's one of those characters that just sticks with you. She's for somebody who's 91% machine and only 9% biological. She's very human. You can relate to the character. You can feel what she's feeling, and Kishiro should take a lot of credit for that with his fantastic writing and his fantastic storytelling and his fantastic panel drawing. But I mean, most of my life was just the manga, and that to me, spoke volumes, quite literally, because there's volumes and volumes. But just the way the character goes through high points and low points, and looking for meaning and trying to remember who she was, and then once she does, she has to come to terms with that. And it's not an easy path, and sometimes she doesn't know what she's doing, and we all can relate to that.
Yeah.
And she sees something going on, and she can tell, like, she's got morals. She can tell that it shouldn't be like that. And especially with the case with Destiny Nova, she tries to stop him, and she doesn't actually manage to stop him. And then he helps her, and then she's torn between, well, should I stop him? Should I help him because he helped me? What the hell should I do? And there's a lot of, she spends a lot of time sitting there going, shit, what do I do? You can see a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we all struggle with that. We all struggle with, well, life isn't simple. There's no simple set of rules. Every situation is not obvious. You're trying to read the room, which is a big thing in Japanese culture. And she spends a lot of time doing that, or trying to do that. And I think she's happiest when it's obvious that she should fight whatever it is that's in front of her, because she knows how to do that. That's her shtick.
Yeah, and she doesn't really have to make a decision, does she? If she has to fight someone, I mean, you got to do it. So
there are complex times.
Yeah.
There's actually a scene I'm going to mention. It's supposed to be in the script, but it's like, you better not fail.
Don't give anything away there, Chaos.
All right, no, I won't.
Yeah, I think with her, I don't want you to do any spoilers on your script. We're kind of all looking forward to that. But anyway, Yeah, that's why we need sequels, man. That's why, because in the movie we didn't get enough Alita in the movie. The
Oh,
Creek did.
I have to warn
Creek.
that my new music video has spoilers from it. I think the title says so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's cool.
But overall, I'd say the manga is a deconstruction. Which doesn't necessarily mean you have a Watchmen type ending where it's just no real resolution, because you can't. That's reconstructing it. But I'd just say that the whole dark tone is that it's very much a unconventional trope. I mean, all your criminal justice is pretty much handed over to bounty hunters, which is the opposite of what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Not to mention, a lot of people in the manga are disenchanted to an extent. I mean, Ito, before Alita, even in the early times after he found her, he's disenchanted with the way life has gone. In the movie, very much so. And it kind of repeats with a lot of other characters, and some just don't talk much.
Well, we talked about that a little bit, I guess, on Radio Chaos stream last week. About life in Iron City. I mean, the reason why they're all beat down like they are, because they are beat down. They're living under horrible conditions. Just like you say, where
okay.
Law and Order is basically.
I left.
What's that?
I left that place.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, they living in these horrible conditions where Law and Order is really dictated by the factory through bounty hunters, I mean, who can make up the rules, and they can implicate you and kill you for money,
Well,
so
not only that, it's who watches the Watchmen.
Yeah.
It was the phrase that got spray painted on the wall in the Watchmen graphic novel, but it's like,
yes,
who's going to watch these people who are supposed to protect us, because they could be corrupt, and that was like the whole point of the novel. Is that
yeah, yeah, that Watchmen graphic novel was excellent. My youngest stepson gave me that for a birthday one time. And I guess I lied. I said I've only read 2 comic books in the past 50 years. I didn't count the Watchmen graphic novel. It's a little bit more than a comic book.
Well,
yeah.
It's things like Watchmen that aren't part of any type of canon, but they have a beginning and end that I usually have, like the Dark Knight Returns, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, those kinds of ones. It's a limited story. It has an end to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's certainly the Watchmen is, much more content in it, and that kind of thing.
Oh, so, it was unconventional for the time of its release in 1996.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so was the movie too, for that matter. The movie, yeah. I mean, the movie kind of followed I think the series, at least in the beginning, followed the I think it kind of was more.
The movie streamlined the ending, which is okay.
Yeah.
I felt it was okay that they did that, but I mean, if I were ever to recommend something about the Watchmen movie, I'd just recommend the director's cut, because there's obviously scenes that are missing from the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
About character memories and individual character stories that help the main mystery that Rorschach is investigating.
Yeah. Well, that's why we need sequels for Alita. That's why we need a prequel series, for Alita, so we can get more about her, about her backstory through a prequel series of some kind, and then of
that
course
was my
now,
thought is to do something similar to the Second Renaissance. It was the Animatrix episode, but to just pseudo documentary. But I have to write the other script first.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that when you come out with it. That's going to be pretty cool.
It's 2 chapters down, 3 more to go. I just delayed it because I didn't have any idea how bad the storm was going to be.
Yeah.
The lake and the river, so thankfully not so bad.
Yeah, we got to get more of our girl. That's for sure. Yeah, we got to see more of our girl. So anyway, I guess I think the thing that attracts me to Alita the most, other than like being the uncle, the Uncle Creek, that's something I've kidded about, in the year 2563, I'm still going to be around. I'm going to be her Uncle Creek. But I think the thing that's really super attractive about her to me is just her, I mean, yeah, the whole package for sure. But one thing I really like is just how athletic. This is going to be real shallow, guys, so just bear with me. How athletic and how strong she is, and how, because I'm a power lifter, and I really love that part of it, and how she's a really good fighter. I mean, that's, and she is not afraid to engage. I mean, she will damn near fight anybody. And I don't, not damn near, she will fight anybody. Seems like, if it's some kind of a threat or some other reason for her to have to engage that, whoever that opponent would be. And it's like some humans, or many humans would probably go into it apprehensive or with, some kind of reserve or something like that, or fear would be in it. To me, it's like she just, it's like drinking a glass of water. You pick it up and drink it. That's what she does. She just goes in, Now, sometimes that can be a bad thing because, for instance, I think I mentioned on one stream before, when Grishka shows up at the bar and he puts a big hole in the center of the floor and he jumps down and he says, "Come into my world," Well, if Alita had been a student of Sun Tzu, she wouldn't have done that because, you're going into an environment that you are not familiar with to fight him. And he is. So he's got home court advantage big time, plus you don't know all of his capabilities, like, for instance, she probably fully expected that axe kick that she put on him, that second axe kick, to take his arm off. But he was a lot tougher, so I don't think she realized that, so, and that's why I've said, that she's, she didn't do that homework, I guess you would say, or she didn't have, like Sun Tzu would say, that knowledge. If you know your enemy, like you know yourself, you should not be afraid of 100 battles, And so she didn't know Grishka. I mean, she saw those grind cutters and all that, but that's about all she knew about him, and she certainly didn't know anything about the underworld, and she just followed him down, just jumped right into it. Now, having said that, I kind of admire that about her, about that, take the bull by the horns. I kind of like that, but yeah, she when Ito said, "Alita, no," and she jumped anyway. I mean, that, it's like, it's kind of like there's an old Civil War admiral, that was going to attack Mobile Bay, and he said, "Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead." That's kind of her attitude. Yeah, that was Admiral Farragut. That's right. Yeah. So, and for you folks that aren't familiar with the Civil War, Maxie, he was kind of a somewhat famous military leader.
Right. He was actually, what's interesting was he was from Virginia, but he defected.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a Union Navy admiral. So anyway. What about that waifu thing? I know Den I think is going to come on a little bit later, but Den says she's not a good waifu.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it is. You certainly, like Hugo, you could rip my arm off and beat me with a wet end. She said, "Well, then don't piss me off." Yeah, that's not something a waifu might say. Well, I don't know if they would or not. I mean,
well, later
they
on,
might.
she kind of hides, tries to look nice in later episodes to other people, so it's complicated.
Yes, it is. I would say her, a part of her personality that I think Maxie spoke to about being, having the morals, and knowing when something's not right or something like this.
Well,
and she's
kind
protected.
of reminds you of Mona Sachs from Max Payne. You just have to hope that the ghosts of her departed speak to her morals.
But that part of her is pretty cool. But yeah, she's one of those individuals. Yeah, you wouldn't want to piss her off, I don't think. I mean, if I don't know if she would lose control over somebody she cared about, but you never know. It's kind of like
just don't be someone she wants to protect. It gets complicated and kind of scary.
yeah, she did tell Figure 4, didn't she? Don't get close to me. If people that get close to me end
That
up
wasn't
dying.
the last time.
Yeah. But that's a true statement with her, wasn't it?
Well, no. She just to say it's called being a prisoner. No matter how nice a warden she is, she's still your warden.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a little tongue twisted.
Yeah, no problem. Well, Maxie, what is it about her other than what we talked about a while ago that really speaks to you? I may have asked you that already, but
You did. It hasn't changed in the last 10 minutes, dude.
Okay, well then make up something else.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, from a writer's perspective, she's a very interesting character because she's partway through an arc. And my fan flick that you haven't finished reading yet, hint, hint, it has a lot of fertile ground for writing opportunity. So yeah, she's very. It's a bit harsh to say, but she's very useful to me in that way. In that there's a lot that can be written about her and her arc as it stands from the end of the first movie. But of course, lots of people have read all of the manga and know what she goes through. But yeah, I mean, it can be told in different ways, and you can add little bits of interesting, spicy bits here and there. And yeah, I think it's a really good story, and we need, and like you said, we need more of it. Yeah,
we need more Alita. That's for sure. Because she is very interesting, and she does have her moments. She can. I wouldn't say that that she was bipolar or anything like that. Or capricious. I wouldn't say that. Although she kind of can be in some cases, but she can be like really this gentle, person at some point. And then just on a dime, depending on situation, she becomes this killer. It's kind of an interesting, kind of a, I guess writing for personality about her. So.
Well, when you say that, it makes me think of the scene when she went to protect Hugo and save him, and she's so relieved that he's safe. But then when it's revealed that he's got the bounty on him, she changes very quickly and punches her fist into the ground. That's a pretty scary moment.
Yeah.
Well, she punched the wall because he was standing up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the novelization. She punched the wall beside him and put a big old hole in it, I guess. Which I think Hugo's thought was, if that was my head, I wouldn't have a head, or something like that. So,
well, she wanted it to be his head because she was pissed with him, but
exactly.
Deflect slightly, which is probably just as well.
Yeah. Well, at least she didn't punch him, though, so that shows she has a measure of self-control, which would be a positive thing, because it's strong.
Or pick him up in the air. That was the other. But I was glad that person got that, so that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's definitely someone that you don't trifle with physically. I mean, I like in the movie when Zapan, he's kind of condescending to her, isn't he? I mean, he is, when he gets her, hunter warrior identification card and just, Cupcake here is a bounty hunter. I thought, when I first saw that, you're going to regret saying that, pal.
Well, Hugo did say that he had like a ton of kills, when she just saw him at a glance, Zapan was dangerous. So
Yeah.
I could bet with Zapan having so much success that he'd be really confident in himself.
Yeah, and he certainly was condescending to her, but like the first time I saw the movie after seeing her, kick those three cyborgs' butts, in all sorts of ways, and then here's just this one guy, I said, oh yeah, you're going to regret saying that, pal, and that, why don't get rid of Meat Boy over here and let me buy you a drink? I mean, really? So you don't know what you're up against, bub. That was my thought, So, and then of course she demonstrated he didn't know what he was up against. So
I really like the bar scene because I think it showed a lot of complex layers to Alita. She didn't just start a bar fight immediately. She didn't just immediately try to put Zapan in his place. She was trying to give him a chance and trying to give the people in the bar a chance to show their better selves until she finally decides to throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Well, if you won't listen to me and help me out, then I'll beat your help out of you.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of an interesting proposition. One, I'll take on anyone in this room, and if I win, you fight beside me. I mean, that that's giving them a chance. I guess looking at it from their perspective, they just saw her just kind of really kick Zapan's butt, and they probably all had immense respect for Zapan, even if they thought he was a dick. They probably thought he was Dan wants me to check my DMs. Dan, I sent you a link, bub. If you're out there, did you check your DMs? So yeah, Dan's in the chat. He's coming from his second channel, it says. Wow. But anyway, with Alita being as strong as she is, getting to know her and getting close to her can be sort of that can be kind of a precarious type of relationship you would have with her. I think, I mean, as cute as she is and all that stuff, whoa, you better walk on thin ice around her, boy. That's my take on it. So
I don't know that I'd call it thin ice. I just think you got to show her respect, because if you don't, she'll beat it out of you. But
yeah, exactly. All right, Dan, I'm gonna put the link back in here, bub. So there you go. You got it.
So has Den released any videos on his new channel yet, or is it still?
I looked at it, I guess yesterday. I didn't see anything new unless he did it after I looked at it. So
that boy's getting dangerously close to all talk and no walk at this point.
Well, I think he's done like 10 videos or something like that, and he's kind of taken them to a point, and he wants to do more. He may have that perfectionist thing going there. I don't know. He might. But yeah, I know he's done a bunch of videos that that he hasn't put on his channel yet. So
what was that saying that you prescribed to, Creaky? Don't let perfection be the enemy of.
Oh yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. That doesn't mean that you should just throw anything out there and it's good enough, but you can tweak anything forever, you definitely can. So and Dan, you got it now. You got the link, so you
can drag your feet on reading fan fiction as well.
Yes, I can do that. I'm real good at doing that. Am I not, Maxie?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh man, so, this is getting to the level of Laddie avoiding the manga.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sort of. Although I have read 4 chapters, so I mean, so I have done that. So
well, he did say that he's read part of the manga. I don't know how much was the.
Yeah, of course, we here in the Alita Army, if you've read the manga or not, not manga, right? Manga.
Depends where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, it depends on where you are. Manga, but if you just love Alita, we're accepting of you, So okay, Alita Army there, Turlo Dorman, he's got 3 daughters and 3 sons. So you ought to come on here, and talk about Alita, and how you can relate that to your kids there, Alita Army. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be Alita's Uncle Creek. That's gonna happen. Destiny Nova is going to hate me. So then I guess I better watch my P's and Q's on him. So,
I saw in the comments from Angelus that he asked the question, is Alita really athletic or just in possession of superior cybernetics and free repairs? Well, I would say athletic doesn't just mean being physically strong. It also means having extreme coordination.
yeah.
And there are Olympic sports where you don't have to have much physical strength, but like archery, where the focus is on coordination. And I would say that Alita is really athletic in terms of being able to react and have immense reflexes and coordinate to very dangerous situations.
Well, Alita does have that cyborg body, the berserker body, and of course, when she gets in her Imaginos bodies, it's even more ridiculously powerful. But but in her berserker body, she still, like for instance, she still has to train, for motorball. She can't just go out there. As a matter of fact, I will plug Maxie's fan flick. She does realize that the second league was no big deal for her. But now she's in the Champions League, and it's a whole different ball game up there. And that her techniques that she used in the second league don't work so well or as well in the Champions League. So anyway, Maxie put a little bit of that into his fanfic. Hello, Den. How's Tampa, Florida?
Hot, slightly less hot than before, but still pretty hot.
Yeah, I had one of your Florida-style 3 o'clock rainstorms here just a little while ago. It lasted for about 20 minutes.
That's a good thing about rain out here in Florida is that that it's going to be gone within the next 20 minutes. And then you might have a 20-minute window before the next rain comes. But back when I lived in California, it was like if it rained at 7 in the morning, it's going to be raining at 7 p.m. too. So at least it's pros and cons.
Holy moly, we got Odd John Hoots.
Hello.
Hey, John.
My Negro, how's it going?
Ew.
Long time
It's
no
the only
hearers.
other black guy in the stream here.
Black and blue, maybe.
Hey, Dan, I'm 1/32 black. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I did.
Oh,
It
okay.
counts, trust me. But we need 32 of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think StreamYard has that many slots, so.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. So, so how's it going, John?
Oh, I'm alive.
Yeah, no
Busted
time.
shoulder man, busted shoulder man.
Oh, God almighty. How'd you do that?
Stupidity and a
Oh.
ramp.
Stupidity. Oh,
And
that's
a bicycle.
Yeah.
Well, you got it in a sling or something now, or what?
Kind of in between, really, but I'm not supposed to stain it too much, or something about the scar tissue will build it. I don't know. I wear it at certain points, but there are times where it makes things more difficult than not, actually.
Yeah.
It's sleep that's been the hard part.
Well, man, it's been a long time no hear or see with you. What you been up to, man?
Oof, jeez. We've just been busy, really. I mean, aside from me poking my head up on Twitter here and there and Discord, I've not really been on stream in a while. I think the last thing I remember being on with you guys was the trivia, which was a month ago? I forget.
3 weeks ago, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Look forward to another one of those. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
I thought I was gonna have a rough one with that one, but I had a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah.
You actually knew more than you thought you knew.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing all right.
Cool.
I mean, as good as it can get at the moment, at least.
I think more than you think I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that word thunk. That's real good. It's past
Thunk.
tense. Yeah.
Donk.
Well, let me ask you and Dan what I asked these guys. I guess I'll ask you first, John. You see, we got some reference, kind of characteristics of Alita's personality, or her as a person. Not all personality. Certainly, being strong is not a personality trait. But what is it about Alita that draws you to her? In terms of her being a person. What is that?
It's a loaded question.
Well, then unload then.
Kind of a lot of what Ray said, actually, but if I were to put it in very simple terms, which I've tried to make everything a little bit simpler lately, contrary to popular belief, with Alita, I knew you'd like that. With Alita, she protect, she attack, and most importantly, she munches on chocolate snack. I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, Angela says that he's doing this to get a rise out of Dan. Why didn't I put best waifu up there instead of just waifu?
Because you're covering all the bases there, Chris.
That's exactly right. That's what you got to do. So, anyway, Dan, what about you? What is it about Alita that that kind of draws you to her as a person?
Which version?
You pick one. Pick one. Pick any of them.
Manga Alita is absolutely my favorite. One of my favorite characters in all of fiction. I've been going through the manga again, making this video, and first of all, number one, of course, she's a waifu. She has a pretty good art design. You know what I mean in the manga, and then second of all, she's just a fascinating, interesting character. That's about it. It's fascinating to read about what's going to happen next and what she's going to do next and how she reacts to this and reacts to that. Of course, she's a fish out of water most of the time, which is a story as old as time. But, I don't know, just something different about her that I enjoyed. Maybe it's Kishiro who I really like. And I don't know, I have some weird feelings about him. Who knows? Because, he's like a lot of other writers. He puts himself into the story a lot. So, but I don't know. I just really like the character, and I'm a person who doesn't like a lot of fiction. Me and my wife have this argument all the time. She loves fucking movies. She can sit down and watch any movie, no matter what it is, and have a good time. Whereas I'm bored most of the time. I like watching shit about Chris Chan and fucking documentaries. You know what I mean? I think real life is more entertaining than fiction. Some shit that some dude made up. But there are very few fictions, and Battle Angel is one of them that absolutely captivates me, and a lot of it has to do with the main character, which is Alita.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, you have heard you have heard the interview. Well, I haven't heard the interview because obviously it's in Japanese. I wouldn't understand it. But there's some reports around that Kishiro has said that all the characters in Battle Angel are parts of his personality. I do not want to meet the Destinova part of his personality.
Oh my God! Yes.
I'm absolutely familiar with that. And, like I said, that's not super uncommon. That's very common, which is why I always find it hilarious whenever, you watch something like Dragon Ball or My Hero Academia where there's that really perverted character. And then you listen to some interviews by the writer, and the writer said, randomly said something really perverted. You know what I mean? I know they tried to cancel the My Hero Academia writer for a couple times because he said he relates to the perverted character the most. And Akira Toriyama says that says things that Master Roshi would say, I want a daughter so I can pervert her in the shower. And you're like, wait, what? And then you see characters like Rakan and the fetus monster. And you're wondering, Kishiro, what do you got going on in the dark recesses of your mind there?
Exactly. Well, Dan, one of the things I think I bet I can guess one of the things you like about movie Alita, and that's the fact when she was in front of that mirror doing those Tai Chi and Kung Fu, movements, that snake creeps down and, that chain punch and, kind of just going through almost like a kata, which I guess the Chinese martial artists would call more of a dance, But then she gets into the alley with Romo and she just grounds and pounds the hell out of him. I bet you like that, don't you?
Yeah, actually, that is one of my favorite scenes. I've gone back and forth between saying the motorball fight and that fight are my favorite scenes because, you know, like sometimes you just want brutal choreography. You know what I mean? Like I've talked about the Star Wars prequel choreography. You know, it's overly choreographed flips and dances and spins and times when you like hit him right now, his back is to you, and you know what I mean. But whereas that was just like, all right, destroy. You know what I mean? And there's just sometimes, you know, you get that really simplistic, visceral, impactful choreography that I really like. And Alita had a lot of that, you know, very good. But honestly, I wouldn't say that's necessarily what endeared me to her. One thing that endeared me to the film version of Alita was when I went in there, I expected, and I know I've brought this up a lot, but I expected maybe it's because it's a 90s anime character written by a man who made some pretty good 90s female characters like Sarah Connor, directed by a man who makes a lot of 90s films. And it's a movie that was planned to be made a while back and then kind of got pushed back to the modern times. I expected what you get with a lot of modern female protagonists, which to me is corny and it's overdone. You know, if it was like in a couple movies, it's one thing. It's not in a couple movies. It's in all of them. And it's in all fucking video games too. So I expected a lot of, you know, the snark and you know, some of the, you know, modern stuff of, you know, I don't want to get into all of that stuff, but I didn't get that. What you get with movie Alita, like I said, you know, they've had to cram a lot of manga Alita in there, a lot of aspects of her because it's 2 hours. But then kind of what ends up happening is at the same time, you feel kind of unbalanced, but balanced at the same time. You're like, wow, she's gone through this great mood changer, great character change. One, you know, she was sweet 10 minutes ago. And now it's like she's kind of a bitch in this bar beating people up. But in a way, it kind of makes a more complete character in my mind. And you just got a really endearing character who was able to do badass shit without making you hate her or without making you think that the other characters should hate her. You know, because that's another thing that breaks the world for me. Like, my wife loves My Hero Academia. I really can't stand it. There's a character in there who I think all the other characters should hate him. It's like, why does anyone even give this guy the fucking time of day? You know what I mean? And you don't get that with her. You know, I get that with a lot of not just female protagonists, but protagonists in general. But Alita didn't get that. You know, she's extremely endearing. I think that's the number one thing. And then with that endearment, you know, when she's broken or when she loses a fight or when she's in a fight, period, it makes you root for her all the more. So more than just getting good fight choreography, we get the stakes of I want to see this character overcome because I like her.
Yeah. You know, one thing I like about her too is that, you know, and I think I said this last week, you know, but like when you see, you know, a superhero like in MCU or something like that, you don't see this too much in the DCEU, but the MCU, you know, they have it's like you were saying a while ago, they have some kind of snarky damn, you know, saying or something they want to convey to their opponent or something that's real snarky. Alita doesn't do that. And I kind of like that about her, you know, where she doesn't have that kind of it's almost like a comedic, you know, kind of approach to their opponent or something like that. It's serious, you know, it's more like the DCU, I guess, DCEU.
And I like Man of Steel. I've said this many times. I don't like superhero movies, but I like Man of Steel. Conversely, people who love superhero movies hate Man of Steel. Don't know what the problem is, but anyway, you know, going back to what you were just saying, one of my favorite scenes, which everyone, I would say everyone's beaten this scene to death, but everyone's beaten every scene in this movie to death, so it doesn't matter. The scene in which she first starts fighting and it's like, what the hell is going on? You know, her eyes are all fucking wide and she's like, holy shit, I'm actually doing this. I'm terrified. You know, she kind of just puts her fist up and looks confused. You know what I mean? And then later at the end, when Wishka jumps down the hole, she's kind of like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? Instead of, yeah, that's what you get, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's almost like she had
this me out of the fucking mood now. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it's also like she had that look on her face holding that rocket hammer, looking down that hole. It's almost like a human would have, but like with an adrenaline rush, and then all of a sudden they're coming
an adrenaline
down,
dump.
You know?
First thing,
dump. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean,
and even she does get her one snarky line in the movie, and it doesn't come off corny at all. You know what I mean? It comes off earned, you know, something that any of us would say. And in the next moment after that, you see her actually be vulnerable. You know, that
Yeah.
and it's a very small scene with Ito just carrying her. You know what I mean? They probably didn't
Yes.
want to animate her too much at that time or something like that. Maybe it was a budgetary thing, but at the same time, it worked for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it kind of got across not as harrowing and dangerous, you know, not as climactic as the manga, you know, where you had both Ito and her severely injured, but it still kind of got across that same feeling of cyborg girl can beat your ass, but it's still vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Still young, naive, can be broken, and this is a fucking dangerous world. You know what I mean? As powerful as she is, she can still get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
like that too. That's one of the things that always bugged me with some of the complaints. I guess if you want to call them complaints that people have made against the movie, that there wasn't any real tension in the fight between her and Grishka because she had an extra body on reserve.
well, she didn't know that. Well, she
It's
didn't know
halfway
that.
through the movie, though. It's not like it's at the end of the movie,
Right.
So what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a stupid fucking. It's like there's
It
no
is.
tension in this movie at the beginning of the fight. No shit, bitch. It's at the beginning. You know what I mean? We still got an hour and a half more of movie left.
Well, the thing of it is, too, is that with her when she was fighting, you know, I mean, when she, of course, my favorite scene is when she rams her hand in his eye. I love that scene, and that, you know, fuck your mercy. I love that. You know, I didn't get that feeling that she had that second body in reserve and she knew she was okay because I can always get another body. No, I didn't get that feeling. I think
Right.
for me, I thought she, you know, her thought was, well, I'm going to die, so I may as well get in a great shot, you know, and then sprung into action, you know, because you know, truly, if Ito and because she didn't know Ito and Hugo and McTeague and his hounds were going to follow her down there. She didn't know that.
I didn't
True.
think Hugo would do shit. He was sitting there looking fucking scared, man.
Well, he did throw the fire bottle at him. He did do that, you know, but you know, yeah, I agree.
Oh
He
yeah,
did-
it gets even better.
did
in
get
the
Doc out
manga
of the way,
'cause
too.
in the manga, it gets better because he picks her up with his hand, and
yeah.
when he's about to bite her in half, that's when she sticks the thing in his eye when he's bringing her up to his mouth. That was
Yeah.
He picks her up with his hands and is crushing her
Yeah.
skull, which is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's
Yeah, because
that's the
Ito
important
did
part.
say she had a cracked skull. He did say that, didn't he?
I forgot about that.
well,
Yeah.
he was grabbing her at like the waist. He was gonna bite her head off because that's how he does it in the manga.
Yeah.
He bites the person's head off, like in the Venom movie.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man, imagine if
Yeah.
we got an R-rated version of this movie.
Oh,
Right?
I really love
I love that part. I love.
I'm
it.
gonna go out and say straight up, I do like Makaku more than Gruishka. I liked Gruishka.
Oh,
Gruishka was actually
absolutely.
one of my favorite characters my first time around watching the movie. I just
Yeah.
liked him because I don't know, he's big and fucking tough and all that shit. But when I read Makaku, I just the comedic elements to him, you know what I mean? The horror comedy elements to him, I just thought were fucking great. Kishiro has a very good and subtle sense of humor.
Well, they develop him more than they did Gorishka in the movie, I guess. But
Yeah,
It's not even just the development though. It's just the tiny little moments. You know what I mean? I guess you can call it development. I don't know. I'm not a writer. You know what I mean? But it's just tiny little moments that just made me chuckle. Just like, what a fucking weird guy.
I'm not a writer. Oh shit.
Bruska does
No.
not forget.
I've written, that's the scene right there.
What?
The one where I burned you into my retina. I love that.
or that scene, you know, where he sticks his tongue out and gets that guy's brain and slurps it in there. You couldn't put that in a movie, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Well, you
shit. I
could.
just
It's
like
just
that
most
shit.
people.
Yeah, but
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
But that's
anyway,
the point though.
yeah.
It'll be like, imagine if Rodriguez had teamed up with the fucking another 90s great R-rated director in Sam
Quentin
Raimi.
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino would have been great.
No.
Sam Raimi, yes, Sam
Sam
Raimi.
Raimi, yeah.
He's a god. He's god tier when it comes to doing horror comedy. I'm sorry, everyone knows that. You know, he's absolutely god tier when it comes to horror comedy.
You'd have Alita puking cats if that were the case.
Yeah. No,
Well,
thank
didn't we
you.
already get that? We already got that with
We
brand new
got
cherry
that.
flavor.
Yeah. Well, wait, wasn't Raimi the one that did?
Drag Me to Hell.
Yes.
Where the guy threw, so she has to sacrifice a cat to get rid of the curse, and then someone comes and throws up the same. A demon comes and pukes up the same cat onto her in order to say basically this shit didn't fucking work. And it's a great scene because the sacrificing of the cat is so fucking brutal because it's like a little tiny kitten, and it's her cat, and I don't know. Sam
It's been
Raimi.
years since I watched it.
It's a fucking great movie. I went and bought it like a couple years ago because I kept showing it to people and was tired of renting it all the time, so I just went and bought it. But I think nailing the manga tone would have been Rodriguez, because Rodriguez really understands. I don't know, something about him in like comic books. You know, he does very good at that.
Yeah.
I think Rodriguez with Sam Raimi or Tarantino would have absolutely nailed it if they went for a rated R version of this.
You think Snyder would have overdone it?
Yes.
Okay,
I like
I'm
Zack
the
Snyder.
only one.
I do too. I like Zack.
I like
Snyder
Zack,
a lot. Yeah,
but no, not for this. Zack Snyder would be good to make a fucking Death Note movie. That would.
I
be
think
more
he
of a
could do
fucking-
Last Order, but I don't know.
I don't think he'll understand like the sillier elements. Like I think he would completely get rid of that shit.
Yeah,
And like they say, Snyder with Dragon Ball, absolutely fucking not. He wouldn't understand it. He'd try to give depth to things that don't need depth. You know what I mean? That's Snyder for you. You know.
Did you guys see that video that's circulating around Twitter about that Rodriguez interview where he's talking about I guess he was talking a little bit about the Boba Fett series and maybe Alita sequel and all that. I started watching and I said, oh shit, I got to do my stream. Has anybody seen that thing? Is there any reason to glean hope from it?
Maybe. I mean, if he says that there's potential and he wants to do it, then yeah, there's hope there.
I think
Well, the important thing is he hasn't given up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. When is Boba Fett supposed to come out anyway? Do we know?
I'm not sure about that.
Probably a while.
I know they teased it at the end of The Mandalorian, for the second season. They had Boba Fett and whoever that woman was that was in there in the, when they were protecting Grogu. I can't remember her name.
I only wonder because with how quickly he is putting stuff out there, he may be here sooner rather than later.
According to Star Wars, Meg, it's December.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
Just a few months. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be epic. That thing's going to be epic.
Oh
She said
man,
that it's going to be an awesome Christmas present. So.
Absolutely.
And wouldn't it be nice to get Alita sequel greenlit for Christmas?
Oh God, that'd be great, man. I'd crap my pants.
Well, I mean, you're at that age, right? So,
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh god.
Yeah. Fuck you, did.
I don't know. I'm feeling apathetic. It's just like I don't go to theaters, so I just don't care to go. It's weird. I haven't
I
2
feel you.
years since Sonic the Hedgehog.
The last movie I saw before everything went to shit creek. What? No pun intended, because that wasn't actually for you. But
Yeah, I know.
it's actually The Hunt. That's the last movie.
That movie wasn't so bad.
right? I mean, it had
That
its
was-
issues, but
It wasn't. It was
Fun
not
with it.
so bad. I was looking forward to that movie, and I wasn't that disappointed. One of the better movies to come out of that year. But
the thing that really killed me about that movie was the damn gas station scene. If you know where I live, you know why that scene was funny.
yeah,
Everyone in the theater behind me like, motherfucker.
the last one I saw in theaters was A Quiet Place 2, and I just find those movies mad boring. I'm sorry.
I
I'm like
saw
the
it
only
too. I
person
was
that's-
disappointed with it.
the
last
first
movie
one I
I
fell
saw
asleep
was
through it.
last movie I saw was Alita Battle Angel. That's last
In
October.
Yeah, I
theaters?
went on
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
you're
like
right,
a-
because you got to. Yeah, you got to see it with Do Not Stand By, right?
No. Well, Do Not Stand By, and I've been. He's done a couple of 3D showings, and it's, man. God Almighty, it's epic. I don't get me started because I'll go for 30 minutes talking about 3D. But no, actually, my brother and I went. He shot the video, and me going in there and all because I wanted to do the video. And he did a damn good job shooting that video too. Actually,
Well,
I didn't
I'm glad
have
you did. Given
Yeah,
the
I didn't have to do
situation-
much editing. That's for sure.
Given the situation, I had to be extra careful, or else I wouldn't be able to go into the hospital,
Oh,
or
yeah.
the doctor's office. So I just didn't go to anything public for the past 18 months.
Well, it's a little different, when you got kids. You're married. You don't want to bring
A
anything
baby,
home,
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that. Yeah, but me, okay, I get COVID. That's kind of one of those things. But
For the longest time, I had told after the re-release happened, I told myself I wasn't going to watch another movie in theaters till Avatar 2 came out. And I actually, if it wasn't for the fact that I did go watch A Quiet Place, or not quite, what was it? The Bob Odenkirk movie. I can't think of the name of it. The John Wick.
Oh, Mr. Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, Nobody. It wasn't for Nobody, I probably would have kept it up because there's not really been much worth seeing on the big screen, if I'm being honest.
There's been a lot of stuff on like small streaming services, like smaller movies. A lot of great shit, but movie
I'll tell you,
theaters,
man,
like,
if
they're killing themselves.
If you get an opportunity to see Alita in 3D, man, you got to go. You got to do it. I mean, God Almighty, if we're going over to Do Not Stand By's house and watching that, I mean, it's the way he does it too. It's really so cool how you do it. Do Not Stand By. He sets it up. He starts the movie just as like it's sunset, so you kind of get that coloring, with it, But anyway, looking at that movie at 3D, it's like looking at you're looking at something through a window. That's what it kind of looks like to me. It's really, I mean, I'm probably annoying when I watch that movie in 3D because I'm always commenting about stuff,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the first few times I saw it in 3D, I was mesmerized by it. But then I kept just going to the 3D showings over, which I don't even want to know how much that added up over time. But I just kept doing it. After a certain point, like I got way too used to it, and I had to stop. I went back to the 2D showings for a while. Yeah. Give your eyeballs a break.
Well, his system it's the 3D glasses are active. In other words, they're actually talking to the projector, so when you're looking at things, you move your head, it's a little different than the passive, I mean, the passive is really good. There's no doubt about it. And I am so sure I'd enjoy that too. But it's just something about the way when you look at one part of the screen, you see it, it looks different to me. That's about all I can say. So, I highly recommend, anybody that hadn't seen Alita Battle Angel in 3D, you got to do it, man. You just got
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to come up with some kind of instructions for how more Alita Army people can set up an outdoor 3D movie showing as well, so that maybe this will catch on, and a lot of 3D movie projector companies will want to sponsor Alita Battle Angel, maybe make it part of their promotion, because I think it could really revive 3D for the home theater.
Yeah, help us get that sequel too, maybe.
I need to. I went and bought this crappy little projector from Walmart like a month ago, and set the thing up in my room because I missed the theater experience so much. And even though it's not great, I was actually kind of surprised by how it looked. It had that sound bar right behind my head, and I was watching. I was like, man, I wish I could be back on the big screen watching this.
Is it a passive 3D system though, John?
Oh, I don't have a 3D projector.
Oh, I thought you said
no. Oh no, I wish.
Oh, okay.
No, just a little 3D or a little projector.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that you got to have all the components in order to make it work, and it'd be great if the 3D movie manufacturers did a deal where you could buy all in one, and you just buy this one package and you have everything you need in order to do the 3D outdoor movie experience. And given that drive-in movie theaters are no longer a thing, if people could do home theater outdoors and do it like my setup, where you can do it at sunset and have the Iron City and Zalem experience during sunset, then maybe a lot more people would be willing to spring for a 3D outdoor movie theater system.
Well, Do Not Stand By had to put up with me and Alita Rave making our comments. It was going on.
I enjoyed them. It's great to watch a movie with other people who can really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got to get more of our girl. That's what we need. More of our girl. That's what
I find it so amusing how she manages to maintain this sweet and frankly adorable demeanor. And then next she'll be tearing your dick off. It's like, what?
Yeah,
How
exactly.
do you go from 0 to 100 like that? But
And you mentioning that,
it.
we talked about that just a little while ago. When she got mad at Hugo, when she saw that, that kiosk, with a big picture of him being guilty of murder or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She was all smiles and protective and just kicked the shit out of Zapan again, put him against the wall. And then she looks up and asks him, "Is it true?" and punches the damn, asphalt. Road, and puts a big old hole in it. You go, God Almighty, that what a change in demeanor on that one.
I wonder how much force she actually put in when she hit that asphalt. I was thinking about that every time I see that scene.
I didn't calculate that in that one video I did. I mean, I have been able to calculate how strong she is. It's in her berserker body. I mean, it's outrageous strength. It's like I was able to calculate that she can bench press in that berserker body 3,200 pounds.
So basically a trailer load of stone.
And that's based on what I saw in the movie and how she, what, like, for instance, picking up that giant Gatling cannon is basically what it was, 100 caliber cannon, and firing it with one hand. And that sucker, I calculated its weight and all that. And that kind of gave me the basis for how strong she was, So, and then, of course, she's probably able to squat 3,500 pounds. It's ridiculous. Just from what I was able to calculate. Now, yeah, it was an estimate for sure, and you can say, well, you're biased, you're going to give her more pounds and whatever. And I tried not to do that. I really tried to be objective about it, But,
at least as objective as you can be.
Yeah, exactly.
Given what the movie shows you.
But I would imagine if anybody can, now Den can probably talk about this better than I can, maybe, but if somebody can bench press 3,200 pounds, they could probably hit something pretty hard if they want to,
What's the impact?
Honestly,
speed?
it's a different type of muscle that you're recruiting when you're hitting something hard versus when you're pushing with the bench press. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of bodybuilders and lifters and stuff can't really punch that hard unless they know how to throw their body weight around. And boxers like Floyd Mayweather can be very, very small. You know what I mean? And pretty much knock your fucking head off. It's a different kind of movement, different kind of muscle that you're recruiting. But Alita, being someone who's trained in martial arts, her baseline strength, plus the fact that she weighs a lot in her cyborg body, in her berserker body, plus the fact that she understands how to throw her weight around in ways that we can't even fathom with the 0G training from Panzer Kunst, means that she probably hits way, way, way harder than the 3,600 pounds he just quoted.
Probably.
That she's made of metal. So there's that too.
Yeah.
You also have to consider the pressure of how she hits too. Like that tiny fist is going to put a lot of pressure, like impact per square inch, whatever she hits.
Yeah, I was able to calculate. Now, Maxie and I have kind of discussed this, and he has a point that when she did that first axe kick on, that first axe kick on Gerwishka, I was able to, or I did calculate that, the power behind that was 20,000 pounds per square inch. Now, Maxie pointed out, well, she really hit, kind of a joint, which is not going to be as solid as maybe just like a block of steel or something like that. But it's probably at least half, of that, or even if it's a third. Think of it, even if it's a third, 7,000 pounds per square inch. Nobody can kick like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I was kind of surprised. You'd think that of course, I'm not sure what the doll body is made of, except I think it's got kind of like a porcelain and gold look, but you'd think that leg would have broke off in that fight, but hey,
it also kind of looks like PVC pipe to me in some ways.
I wasn't sure. It's kind of hard to tell, but
yeah.
I wonder if the art book says.
I don't know. I'd have to go look at it. That's a good point.
I always meant to get that art book. Never got around to it.
Yeah, I won one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, won one from the Harkins Theater. I won their prize giveaway thing after I bought Hot Toys Alita. And then about a week later, I won that. So I have now 2 Hot Toys Alitas. One I bought, one I won. So. Oh, Maxie's got a Hot Toys Alita now.
Yep.
Excellent.
Indeedly, I do.
Cool.
You got any little extra outfits for her yet? You got them full blown Vladdy yet?
I gotta sneak them under the radar. So it's gonna take a
Oh,
little
I
time.
see. Yeah, I kept
Man,
talking
your wife
about-
sees you buying a bunch of little dresses and stuff like that. She's gonna be wondering.
Yeah, yeah, she is.
You have a son too, right? So you can't even blame him.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell y'all what's funny. When I got that first Hot Toys Alita, when I was a kid, I never played with dolls. I just didn't do it. I mean, I was more of a climb the trees and play in the mud type guy when I was a little kid. So here I am now. I win this Hot Toys Alita. And I'm in my 70s, and I'm having to dress this thing. And it struck me as funny, me putting.
It was tricky.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I hate that zipper on the back, man.
Oh God Almighty! But what was funny for me is here I've been all this time throughout my life, and now at my age I'm dressing what is essentially a doll.
The irony.
And it just kind of tickled me a lot. I kind of laughed, I was doing it, and then I had to do it again after I won the second one. I did it twice.
I was pretty mad that I ruined her pants. I stretched them out too much, and I the little lines
You
that she
should have
has.
tried to put them on, dude. Come on.
I mean, I'm kind of OCD, so I don't. This is why some people got 2 of them, but I couldn't justify that. I only got 1 of them, so I prefer to have it with just the Berserker body, because I mean, really, you're gonna have this figurine that looks that good, especially considering what it is, and not show off the entirety of it. But I did put it on the outfit a few times. The outfit looks good. It looks so good. But
Yeah.
if you leave it on too long, it'll actually stretch out the outfit too much, and it'll mess it up.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, by me trying to get all meticulous with it and try to keep it in tip-top shape, I actually made it worse. It's kind of ironic, actually. But
Dizzy says that, don't lie, Creaky. You did tea parties and dress ups and stuff like that. I will confess to one thing. When I was a little kid, I used to play house with a couple of girls when I was in first grade. So but that's
Play house, play doctor.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I played doctor. Yeah, I did that too. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you got me, Diz.
Diz the Wiz.
Yeah, that's right. So
Got to get him on here.
yeah, well, I sent him a link, Diz. So anyway, yeah, we got way off topic there, didn't we? So,
We did. That's how it always goes, though, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, we're not. Yeah, Maxie, we're not organized like Radio Chaos. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of what has already been said as far as where I stand with Alita and why I like her has kind of already been said. That's why I kept it concise, as Ray would say.
Exactly. That's fine, because we've talked about her similarly on a couple other streams. I tell you one thing I would really love to see in a sequel is that musically talented bullet right there. I want to see Alita.
Yes.
I want to see her sing in the Kansas bar. I want to see that. That is going to be because I think Rosa can sing. She can. I mean, yeah, she can. I've seen her on YouTube. Yeah, she can.
Really?
She
She must have improved, because when she did Swan Song and this like little booth thing, for one of the promos for the movie, I was like, oh, yikes. I don't know, though. I mean, hey, you can always room for improvement. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing her on top of the train with the harmonica.
Oh, that would be the coolest thing, too. Yeah. Here's another thing I want to see in the third movie. I want to see her get in a fight with Figure 4. I want to see her stomp Figure 4 in the mud, just standing on top of
it. Drag him across the sand.
Did I ever mention in the video game you have to play as Figure and you can't win the boss fight?
What?
That's got to be
You actually
frustrating.
play as him for part of the game, And in that boss fight with Alita, you automatically lose, no matter how hard you try.
And there's no cheat code either, is there, Chaos?
I don't try to find them out anymore, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's actually difficult to create a boss that you're not supposed to.
Well, so in that, what you're saying, Chaos, is that you're as Figure 4, Alita's the boss, and you have to fight her, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And in the game, both as Alita and the other characters, because you also play as Ito and.
What? Why don't we get a remaster of this? I mean, I'm not even really one for that kind of
we
stuff.
deserve a remaster of it.
Seriously,
Yeah, we do.
Or just a remake in general. I don't usually care for remakes of stuff, even like games that I like. But seriously, it's overdue. I mean, you already have the audience there. I mean, come on.
You know, I got this game.
But yes, there's multiple boss fights in the game that you cannot win.
That's got to be frustrating.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it is. You know, I've got this game. It's a game that came out in the mid-'90s called Eradicator. And I would like to try to put, you know, there's one female character in that game. And it's got like 30 odd levels in it. And, I played them all and beat them, but, you know, it's been years ago. And I still play it from time to time. But there's one female character in there. I'd like to figure out how to get Alita, convert that character to Alita. You know, I'd love to do that. That'd be the coolest thing, you know.
Is it a PC game or is it
It's a PC game.
Oh, that's modifiable.
Yeah. Well, I looked in the folder, you know, to see if I could find any JPEGs or GIFs or something like that, you know, of the characters. And I think they have all the characters in dynamic link lives. So, you know, that's going to be hard, I think. But anyway, I'm still looking. There may be.
Speaking of which, I invented a monster in Minecraft, Dusty Nova.
Oh, wow. you got Dusty Nova in Minecraft.
Well, it's the witch, but it's changed to look like Dusty Nova. And he makes the same sounds as the witch does, and he actually throws glass bottles and tries to stab you with a needle.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about like him.
Yeah, I wanted to do a Nova cosplay for the Comic-Con coming up, but that didn't really fan out properly. Might give myself another year before I try that. I want to. And honestly, most of it wouldn't even be that hard to do. I mean, how hard it would be to find a lab coat. I mean,
or a white wig, you know.
Well, actually, the wig, you know,
I don't have all white hair. I have like these patches of white. And
I actually had a hard time finding a wig that would be anything close to his. Seriously, like I've looked.
The weird wig kind of works with Chaos, but you guys have to keep it on and just forget the beard part.
Dizzy.
Oh, Dizzy B.
Yeah, Dizzy, we kind of know you want to be the penis monster. We get you. So
I was glad when he expired. Sorry.
Yeah, really. Oh gosh.
Thanks,
yeah, I'd love to see Alita do a musical thing in the sequel. That'd be the coolest thing, you know.
You know, I really wonder how kind of random you mentioned the penis monster. It makes me think. I wonder what was going through Kashiro's head when he wrote Rakan.
Probably.
I don't know.
I wonder if he was just trying to get back at his publisher or something. Like, what did they do to piss you off?
Maybe it could have been a psychology thing.
Kasshiro does an analog of Dr. Manhattan, but he doesn't show parts on him.
It could have been a psychology thing because, you know, Kashiro's he's really well read and likes to explore subjects. And the whole Rakan thing was the fact that he got brain damaged and changed from like this noble guy into like this fucking crazy dude. And I guess he wanted to explore a lot.
He was a serial killer. He used to
a serial killer and something else I will not mention on this stream for fear of getting it yeeted. Serial, both of these things. But yeah, I think he just kind of wanted to explain like
ventilator.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think he kind of wanted because here's the thing: Last Order is a lot more anime than the original animes. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of originally he didn't really have it didn't seem to have a lot of anime influences, but this version is, straight up Dragon Ball and straight up every other anime trope crammed into one. You know what I mean? Plus with Kishiro's own stuff into it. So what I think is what happened was he kind of wanted to be a little bit silly, but at the same time explore, some of these, subjects of sexuality. Because, he mentions Freud and he mentions, I think his name is Young. He, so there's all that. I think basically this all came together to create the character of Rakan. Plus, I do think, because I like horror shit, I think his design's pretty cool. I like how he looks. You know what I mean? I don't know why he looks like that.
Looks like a mummy.
I know. He looks like a Redead from the old
Like
Zelda games.
Skinny version of the whatever it is from Alien, the dead space jockey, only he's like bony.
And actually, when you look at his old mangas, there's a lot of H.R. Geiger influences too.
You guys keep talking. I gotta let my dog out.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of H.R. Geiger influences in there. Not just like, drawing the face hugger and stuff, but look at the manga cover where Alita's chained up. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like that biomechanical kind of stuff in there. So there's just a lot of, I think basically the weirder shit that you see in Last Order, just a lot of, I guess, desires and things that he wanted to explore and put into his story from years ago. And he's kind of just all cramming it in at once. Why it got so long too.
Yeah, that's partly why I was a little turned away from Last Order. Really, I never even finished it. I got as far as I know some of the bigger plot points that happen later, but I stopped full on as far as like reading every page when the vampire stuff started.
Finish it and read it.
It was weird enough having the werewolves in the first series,
but at least that were like steroids is their explanation.
The steroid werewolves, stairwolves. Wasn't funny. Anyway,
at least the steroids make you hairy instead of bald.
I don't know. It just seemed like the wrong universe for that kind of thing. I don't know. And then they went all like the day after tomorrow on us with the geocatastrophe. It's like, what the hell?
Read Last Order, just finish it, and then read it again. I felt the same way. It took me a long time to finish it, but on the second read, it's a lot better. The problem with reading it straight out of Battle Angel is that they're very different. They're written very differently. So you're expecting one thing, and then it's kind of jarring to get in the Last Order. But yeah, finish it. Just get through it. Know the plot points, and then read it the second time. Knowing the plot points this time, now you can appreciate some of the intricacies and some of the other shit. There are some parts that I still don't really care for all that much. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like the vampire part is better the second time around, much better.
Hey guys,
now you're
let me welcome Dizzy before we keep going. How's it going, Diz?
How's it going, Dizzy?
Yeah,
because now with the vampire shit, you're looking at what Kishiro's version of that little, the fall, right? That little animated thing that we get. You're kind of getting his version of that story. You know what I mean? With the vampire stuff. And to me, that's a prequel that we're looking for. So,
Yeah, I finished watching Snowpiercer the other night, and everything being a winter wonderland, more or less. It got me thinking of that panel that you posted with the Statue of Liberty being frozen over. And I started watching Day After Tomorrow. It's like, oh god, I need to finish Last Order.
Do it.
Wait,
Dizzy needs to start.
You watched Brand New Cherry Flavor yet?
Nah, I haven't watched anything. Literally, the last fictional thing I watched was Dragon Ball with Creek.
That was a few weeks ago.
Maybe we should start
literally
doing
the
an
last
episode of that,
fictional.
man. I reckon you'd enjoy it being into the horror stuff. It's not really horror, but it's got some fucked up shit in it.
I heard it's like horror comedy, kind of, not comedy like ha comedy, but like comedy as in like that was fucking weird. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
that's a pretty good description, actually.
That's kind of horror comedy I like.
We'll see.
I'm still piecing together where I'm at with that show.
I hate miniseries because there's that whole thing of, hey, we made 8 episodes, the first 4 are fucking dog shit boring, and now we're gonna keep you invested until the last 4. You know what I mean? That shit's kind of annoying.
Oh, I didn't.
So,
I
don't know if it's like that. I'm not saying it's
feeling,
like that.
but
I'm just saying when I've watched miniseries, it's generally how it goes. And the last one I watched that was supposed to be horror that pissed me the fuck off was The Haunting of Hill House.
Man,
fucking boring the entire way.
About that like a week or two ago. That show disappointed me so much.
That shit was boring the entire way. The bent neck lady was the best fucking thing they could come up with. Wow, that's some shit I thought about when I was 8.
They took that shit straight out of Little Nightmares. I swear to God.
And everybody was talking about how fucking great it was, and I was like, "This is fucking garbage. Like, this is horror for people who don't watch fucking horror." You know what I mean?
It's like it felt like I was watching more of a family drama.
Just get up to episode 4 of Brand New Cherry Flavor and then report back.
I'm thinking about watching it. I'm thinking about sitting down with my wife and watching it.
I have to like. I wish I could see his reaction when he reaches that point. If you know what I'm talking about, Diz.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows that you loved a good old.
If it's something crazy and fucking just off the wall and it makes me chuckle, then I'll enjoy it. It's really easy to get me to like some shit.
It might make you reach for something.
Well, the creek
Reach
doesn't
for
like
something like what, like Vaseline or some shit. Like what are you talking about?
Hey, the creek doesn't like horror, but I'll tell you, if it's got Rose in it, I'm going to watch it. So
I like horror. I like horror. That's why. But I hate miniseries, but I like horror. So I'm really considering watching this.
They need to put her in more. You know, I went back and forth on that one.
You know, like Total Recall, like the 80s one, where there was just some weird shit in that one. It's sort of like that. It's just some weird shit just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
She can definitely. I think she did a pretty good job as far as taking on a darker role is concerned. Because, oh Lord, that woman. There was people that were complaining that she's not all that likable. It's like I think that's kind of the point. But you know, hey, whatever. Can't help but love that her last name's Nova too.
yeah.
Given some of the shit she does in that show, good Lord. Fitting.
I wonder if she's thought about that. You know about.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What the fuck was up with that plant anyway? The fucking pot plant.
Plant.
The one in the show.
I've not actually finished it.
Which show?
Brand New Cherry Flavor.
What are you talking about?
The fucking pot plant, man. It takes over the building.
What?
I've not finished the show yet.
What show have you been watching?
But whatever it is that Benny recommended.
I think Jiz just skipped to the good parts and liked watching Knuckle Fun and stopped there.
Was it Elbow Fun?
Yeah, actually. I won't elaborate, but yeah. Yeah, they had all kinds of stuff going on there. I couldn't tell what the hell I was looking at initially, and then I got the picture pretty quick. I was like, oh. It just kind of hits you.
I think that's where the show went sideways.
Well, the creek's got to see it, so you know, even though I don't like horror, I got to see Rosa. So
You get scared in this, mate. You need blowing up. It's not that bad.
Horror is great because it's so fucking off the wall. It makes you laugh. I find horror funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
It's funny. If you watch horror the right way, you will laugh and you will enjoy it far more. If you watch horror trying to get scared, then it's boring because you're not going to get scared. It's a movie. It can't hurt you. But if you watch it expecting to like see some crazy off the wall shit happening to someone else that is not you, then you laugh. You know.
Okay.
Fear of the unknown stuff. I always found pretty creepy though. Ooh.
The Empty Man. Yes, I know. It was fucking great. But it's not meant to be scary. It's meant to be thought provoking.
I don't know. That scene out there in that damn football field or whatever the hell, and they like just they move when he moves. They stop when he stops, or no, he walks back. They walk forward.
I didn't find that scene scary. I thought that scene was hilarious. I thought it was funny. That was funny as shit. Because like that's
funny.
I wish more protagonists are written like that. By the way, but we
I
get so many
agree.
fucking dumb protagonists.
I hate it when they're just like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep walking into this situation." He's like,
"Oh
no,
my god, I'm so enticed by this." Like, fuck yeah.
He's like, "I'm gone. Hell with this." And he was smart.
I think these are two 2019 movies, Alita and the Empty Man, just to give them some slight more comparisons where the protagonist just like does shit that you're like, thank you, please. No other protagonist thought about that.
Wait, Empty Man was 2019?
Yeah, but no one knew about it till 2021.
Oh, damn. I thought it was 2020 for some reason.
Yeah, no one knew about it. It was released in theaters in 2019. Right when 21st century merged with Disney.
That's sad. Jeez. That makes it even more fitting to your video then. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it came out at the around the
Say
same
that
time.
again, Dan. What was that? Did I hear that right? What'd you say?
What? Tell
You
my
said
dog
who,
to stop it.
who merged with who now?
20th Century Fox with Disney.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought
Merger.
you meant they just merged again. So I went, what the hell? No, okay.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, Disney is buying up more shit. Don't get me
course.
wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not good. Soon everything's gonna be fucking owned by Disney, and they're all gonna be ran like Disney.
Hey, I got
And all
Disney
these-
stock. I'm okay with that.
Until you just nothing else to watch but Disney
Until it-
movies.
and
Oh,
then,
you
yeah.
turn on One Punch Man. Oh, it's made by fucking Disney and has Disney shit in it.
Oh, that's going to hurt my feelings, Fate.
Yeah, I know. Now your stock isn't gonna mean shit because you can't be
They're
entertained.
going to
anymore.
change One Punch Man to One Punch Mouse.
Yes.
One punch.
Oh
One
my
punch.
God.
I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible. Hey,
Look at
fucking
you.
stop it. My dogs are fighting. Hold on.
One Punch Mouse. Nice.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So,
Why not?
come on, Mickey Mouse punching somebody? I'm not sure about that one.
Kind of reminds me of that video Dan put up a long while back with all of the a lot of those characters, Mickey Mouse being one of them. They're all fighting in the street wearing the costumes. I wish I could
Oh, I think I know
remember
what you're talking
find
about.
that.
Yeah, that
You know
was
what I'm
the
talking about.
first video I put up on the channel after my channel got nuked. Yeah,
I love that one.
I was thinking about
Funny.
watching that one recently.
Is that on your current channel?
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
was thinking
watch
about
that.
watching that one because the one I'm making now is kind of a sequel to that one. So I was like, let me go see what I already covered in that one. You know what I mean?
I hope you keep the other one up. Or are you like
I'm-
migrating?
I'm not taking down any videos. I'm just migrating to a new channel because I ruined this.
YouTube
one
does
with
that for
live
you.
streams.
Ah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, the algorithm is probably that's partly what happened to Austin was YouTube algorithm got completely
Well,
thrown
I know I
off.
got a lot of copyright stuff on my channel, and they haven't struck me yet. So
Yeah, YouTube is absolutely dog shit.
It's
It is.
so stupid the way it works.
what I do is though, if I put up something on YouTube and then I get a block, it's blocked, then I just delete it. I don't even.
Right.
I at one time I did file a kind of not a complaint, but something that would contend that hey,
appeal,
let me an appeal. Let me use this, and then the folks that own the video part of it said, okay, we'll let you use it, but the folks that own the music said no, we won't. So I just deleted it. So
If they can have things
You-
like
you know-
Benny's favorite TV show, women rating people's junk.
No, Dan. That's the Australian guy over there, the biologist. I mean, he's a biologist for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right,
He's
mate.
trying to rake the judge.
Jeez.
I was just using that as an example of what the fuck YouTube.
It's ridiculous. Some of the stuff that's on YouTube.
Yeah,
heck, you can watch the
ridiculous.
entire Alita movie on YouTube. But then if you
Yeah,
include
take
one
it
little
down.
scene, it's like what?
But I do want to take this moment to show my new channel. Anyone
right.
here who hasn't subscribed to my new channel, it's just called 2.0 Den. Probably going to be
Yeah.
impossible to find right now.
share your screen.
No, actually, what I'll do is I'll just tweet out a link to it. I think that'll
Alright.
do much better. So I'll tweet that out because I got
Well,
29
do both.
subs on there.
Do both.
Sure.
Benny can't multitask. Come on.
Yeah.
What's
That's right. I'll
trying,
share my
Dan?
screen. Dude, I got porn up, man. I got porn up.
Take that off.
Oh.
Okay.
There we go. It's just 2.0 Den. I'm going to tweet out a link to that. Just I'm going to start moving and putting channel content up on that channel instead, just because my old channel is not my old channel, but the channel I'm currently using. That's kind of like getting buried in the algorithm, and I put a lot of work into these videos. Like this next one's going to be the longest one I've released yet, and it's about the fandom. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll just like all that work to go somewhere. I like.
I
people
think
to see
Maxie will
discuss
believe it
and-
when he sees it.
It's coming. It's been over a year. I started this. Like I've had to like revamp the beginning because it's like this. I wrote this video in like the end of 2019 and started like
Damn.
editing it in 2020, like mid 2020. It's been a long time. So some of the shit in there I've had to remove just because it's not even relevant anymore. It's been covered or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Right.
but I put a lot of work into these videos, so I would like, a lot of people to see and at least discuss them.
Yeah.
One of the things I really want It's just the discussion, you know, like, what do you think about this point I made, you know, and you agree with me. And it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. It's just, I think the discussion is fun. So there's that. And what I would like to do is on my channel, not on the days where you guys are streaming, but I want to do a stream on the day of the premiere of my video, just to try to get some more eyeballs on there, try to get all my subs from my old channel to migrate over there.
Well,
So,
send me an invite. I'd love to be on your stream.
Everybody's invited.
Cool.
Talk shit and do whatever, you know.
Kind of like this stream then.
Show up naked if you want to, and turn your camera on. I don't care. It's going to be my old channel. So.
Let's do it. Mankinis. Let's get them out.
The only person who's not allowed to share their screen is Ray, because I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But thank you for letting me show. I'm gonna stop my screen share now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think. Let me look at my. I don't think I'm gonna have to go look.
I actually went down the DIY haircut route this week because it's been so fucking long since the hairdressers have been open here.
Yeah.
I looked like a bloody toilet brush. I had to fix it.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about your face. I was talking about what you tried to show us on YouTube last time.
Hey, great.
Your biology lessons right there.
Hey, Maxie, buy you a Floby.
I kept it for the after stream.
Wait, did you give yourself a buzz cut?
No, not a buzz cut.
I got a Floby. I cut my hair with it.
I actually gave myself a proper haircut. I had to get the missus to help me a little bit with the back because my eyeballs don't come out in stalks or anything. But I managed the rest of it all right.
Yeah, I've not. I normally would have mine down to the skin just about, which I probably ought to quit doing that till I get a little older, honestly. But, you know, get the wrong sort of attention. But
yeah, I remember Dizzy making a comment about my mullet. I remember that.
Pathetic, mate. You won't be single if you grow one back.
Yeah.
I've not gotten a haircut in a minute. I need to, but I can't even reach behind my head to buzz my shit off. So it's like, well.
Oh, that's right.
Sticky tape it to the wall, mate, and then go up and grind up and down.
I could use my left side, and I could buzz off the entire left, and then keep the right.
Yeah.
Half a head of hair.
That would look weird.
Yeah, that's how we do it in the Elite Army, though, right?
Yeah.
Doing it weird.
Well, on that note, I think I'm going to start bringing the stream to a close. So anybody got any last thoughts about Alita, about since we got way off topic?
Film those sequels, baby.
Yeah, film those sequels, yeah. Well, I hate to ask this question. Did we miss anything? But yeah, just I guess my takeaway is we need more of our girl. That's what we need, and because we don't, if you read the manga, there's so much to her, and you see the movie and it's good, and I love the movie, but it's just not enough there. I mean, that's why we got to have a sequel. So anyway,
need more.
Absolutely.
More.
And that's our queen right there. Certainly, she's number one in Creek's book in terms of being an actress, so she's great. And one thing I want to kind of plug here is I'm not sure I'd call this an actual symposium, but, we want to kind of do something for Alita Day kind of special. And, I'm going to be talking about a couple of mass tweets that are coming up, but, on next Thursday, I'm going to do a special stream that's a watch party. And, I'll send out details over Twitter and Facebook and Reddit, let folks know that, that's happening. And then, of course, certainly that first day, there is a mass tweet that's planned for Give Alita her sequel. So, there's a thumbnail coming up on that we can talk about. And then, of course, on day 2, we got the Alita live stream, just like always. And, I know I've got 4 videos ready for premiering on those 2 days. And then, of course, on Saturday.
Wow, Dan, take note. He's got 4 done. Come on.
It's going to be a big Alita week, huh?
Yeah, it is actually.
Maybe,
And
maybe Ben could get one done and be one fourth as good as Creaky.
No, it's not a competition. But anyway,
It's a
and on day
competition.
three,
Everything is a competition.
nah,
Nah, but I don't know when I'm gonna have my video done, man. I have no
that's
idea.
all right. But don't worry about it. You know,
Well, you got your new laptop. All barriers are now gone.
Oh no, the rendering is absolutely fucking fast as shit.
oh yeah, it's like
Just a
my
matter of the editing together.
yeah, that's my new computer. It's fast. You know, I love it.
I've
And then
already
of course,
subscribed to Den's new channel. What the hell? How did that happen?
Resubscribe, make another profile. Like
yeah, I'm
3
gonna
more.
go-
I actually did that.
I
before
want
second
one
degree.
sub from Ray for every penis he's shown me on stream.
Oh, Jesus, that'll be So
Well, you
anyway,
should be
moving
feeling
right
proud
along.
now. You've seen a few other ones. You can say, "Oh,
Seen a
look,
few.
I did it."
So anyway,
Oh,
and then of
please.
course we got next weekend we got the Radio Chaos stream, and we have some more. I know I got a couple more premieres, and then I might do like a little special 1 hour stream Saturday morning. You know, I usually go lift weights on Saturday morning, but that's the day before competition, so I might do like a 1 hour. You know, everybody just get together and talk about Alita, something like that. And you know, that's going to be over those 3 days. So you know, I kind of want to make it a special thing, you know. And this is you know, the mass tweet that's coming out. I think Amy, Restore the Snyderverse, I think that's
Yep.
her Twitter handle. She's really pushing this, and you know, I told her I was going
She
to.
should come on here and plug it.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
well, I
a
invited
lot
her,
of
but she had.
traffic for
Well, I
Alita,
invited
yeah.
her, but she had to work, so she shouldn't come on.
I think
so.
there's going to be a lot of involvement with that one.
Oh yeah,
Just with
You know,
how much stuff I've already seen, there's a lot
Oh,
of people
yeah.
talking right now. Plus, you have the article that dropped for Rodriguez, so there's that too.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
Well,
timing.
that is the best thing since sliced bread. That thing.
Oh,
Right?
God.
yeah.
There's something to munch on.
So the idea here is everybody coordinate their tweets around these times right here, because and you want to use, from my understanding of Twitter, you know, it's not quite as bad as YouTube, but you know, if you have more than one hashtag on a tweet, it won't trend. You know, that's what I saw somewhere. So when we do these tweets, you know, you want to start at whatever time zone you're in. You got to be careful not to go over 1,000 tweets, or else they'll eat your ass. And then just give Alita her sequel on it, and then let's just blast it, you know. And I think it'll trend if it's all coordinated like that. Now on September the 7th, there's another trending event, and that's going to be for the Snyderverse. And the first 2 hashtags you see up there, what she's really going to be concentrating on for next Tuesday, I guess it is. What they're really, the purpose of this one is there's I guess a Blu-ray coming out or something like that for the Justice League, I think. I'm not sure about that, but so they're going to be doing tweets around both of those first 2 hashtags. But Amy said she might be using the 3rd and the 4th hashtag too. So you
Is
know,
that
so
the 9th? Is that Thursday or is that Wednesday?
yeah. Well, this September 7th is Tuesday, which is going to be the Snyderverse, you know, mass tweet event. And then the 9th is next Thursday, and that's going to be Give Alita her sequel.
Ooh, good. That's
So-
a fun day.
Oh
Birthday
yeah,
day.
it's going to be cool. You know, I mean, you know, and then of course we can cap that off with a couple of nice little streams and some videos. I think it'll work out real well.
There's a Comic-Con event going on in Little Rock, starting at either, I think, Friday or Saturday this upcoming week too. I'm gonna find somewhere to get there. Best believe. I'm not gonna be driving there though because radiator. But I'm gonna try to.
How far away is it from your house?
It's about 45 minutes. I normally wouldn't mind, but Little Rock is a pain in the
To walk
ass.
that?
Parking. Yeah, it sound bad until you try to park in downtown. That's when it gets tricky. Plus,
Yes.
if with already having vehicle issues, I'm just gonna find
Yeah,
some way to get
that's
there.
about like Denver is trying to park down there.
Yeah,
So,
I never used a parking garage until 2019.
oh God, parking garages are great.
It was mighty convenient. I just wish I had realized where it was. You think it would have been obvious, but it wasn't.
Well, one of
It's
the things,
Golden area.
put it in Google Maps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think it might, you know, it might say here.
Well, I know where I'm saying at the time I didn't know where it was because I didn't think that parking would be too much of an issue. For some reason.
Little Rock's not that big, is it?
It's spread out more than anything else, but there's a lot more people than you think.
Oh.
It's it's nothing like Chicago or anything like that, but there's still quite a bit of people.
Okay.
And I think Sean Astin, Samwise Gamgee, was there 2019. That's when I went and picked up the Alita sword. So.
Oh, nice.
That's the last con I ever went to.
Oh, wow.
I'll be returning with the Alita shirt.
The last one of those I ever went to was a Star Trek convention.
Damn.
That was
that from the original
90s.
Series?
No, it was the early 90s. It was just a general. I think it was mostly the Next Generation, I think was what it mostly was. Although they did have DeForest Kelley there. He was there before he died. So he was the keynote speaker. I wish we could get Alita on one of our. Alita, Jesus! I wish we could get Rosa on one of our streams. But
hey, man, if you want to get Alita on your stream, all you gotta do is get that Code Miko girl to come on there. I'm sure she could make her little whatever that is, a CGI suit or whatnot. Yeah. Make a little CGI Alita.
Yeah,
be pretty cool.
Maxie, you want to talk about this?
Sure. Just working on the new poster.
That's Creaky's placeholder thumbnail right there.
The Alita Day.
Yeah.
So, what we're discussing, and any of you guys who are on here at the moment, or anybody who's listening, is quite welcome to sign up and join us for this discussion. Would Alita fit better in the DCEU or the MCU? If you don't know what those two words mean, we can't really help you because you're living under a rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, which group would she fit better with? I'm on the fence. I don't know exactly.
I know, but I'm going to speak for tomorrow.
Yeah. I reckon she'd be pally with Batman personally. But.
I believe she's in the ACU, Alita Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
There you go. There's the third option. I would take option 3.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
No, it's good. That was good.
But yeah, it says so Alita's there sort of looking back going, who the hell do I choose?
Did you put that poster in the DM already, Maxie?
I haven't finished it yet because I'm still hunting for guests, which is why I said, hey, any of you guys want to come on and talk about this shit? Let me know.
Oh, that poster. I was looking at the YouTube feed. Whoops.
I thought cool. Mike Reyes said he wanted to come on.
I just checked with him and he's now unavailable. Oh, but I might be able to get Nick Osborne, maybe. I'm working on that. So.
Okay, cool.
But Nick has retired from Comic Watch. He's got a new job that prohibits his ability to be part of Comic Watch anymore, unfortunately. But there you go. Oh, and I'm checking with Josh Shamilbro as well.
Oh, okay.
Just seeing who I can get, who might have, skin in the game on this one.
Yeah.
I need to find somebody who likes Alita and the MCU at the same time. It's hard.
Yes. Well, that's true, because the Snyder, the Snyderverse and those folks, they've helped us several times. I think they're more amiable to us,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can find people who would fall on the DCEU side, but I need to find.
I know a couple of Captain Marvel fans, but whether they they were helping us back in 2019 when it all went to shit. But and they were really cool, and now we're all friends with them. But I don't know if they would come on and talk about it, like the MCU and all that.
Mm.
Can you DM
I'll send the message out.
Cool.
Okay. You do your thing, Dizzy.
Larry's there, mate.
All right, Diz. Excellent.
Man, that cyborg sure has some back muscles, though, don't she?
Yeah, she does.
Woo. I keep looking at that picture and thinking, damn.
Yeah, I just wish I'd thought of this earlier and seen if I could get Cranberry to colorize it for me. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah. Man, They need to do Alita, like, what do you call them? Like
Well,
those
wait a minute,
adult
there
coloring
is a-
books.
There is a color version of that, I think.
That one I couldn't find.
Let me see
It's
if
so
I-
weird. Some of the ways that he has, at least the art that Kashiro has done, that's colored. She looks like some of the colors of the armors or bodies that she wears. Are different colors than what you'd think they'd be. Like the Berserker is like green, which is weird to me. Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong body. I think it's green.
I'm looking to see if I have one,
can't remember.
Maxie.
I could have sworn it was green for some reason.
So anyway, if you have skin in the game of the DCEU or the MCU and you think that Alita would fit better in one or the other, come along and be part of the conversation.
Yes.
We love conversating.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We like to talk too.
So let's get conversating on that one tomorrow, boys and girls. Is there any
You
girls
betcha.
here?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan's back. Now we got to go.
Now,
So
yeah,
boys
no,
and girls.
yeah.
Hello. I'm having country internet problems.
Oh, lovely. You on satellite, Dan?
I have no idea how this works. I just know it
Oh.
does. It's like magic to me.
Well, you don't have a
know?
dish in your backyard to go see it for the internet, right?
No, it's just I think what happens is the power grid out here is kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it goes out. It's not really the internet; it's the power grid. You know, when the power goes out for like a quick second, the internet has to take a second to come back.
He doesn't have internet. He has GatorNet.
GatorNet. Yeah.
Gators are better than Crocs anyway. Just a better word, but you know,
By you.
Crocs make me think of shitty shoes. You know.
Yeah. Gator. Gator. Think about it.
I like the Florida Gators.
Yeah, you football fan, huh?
Yeah.
His connection needs some help. It needs some Gatorade.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually love Gatorade though. It's actually really. I'm not a big fan of like super sugary drinks, so Gatorade is mad perfect for me. It's just right there.
All right,
I like
guys.
spelling it differently. Whenever I ask my wife to buy it, I spell it Gay Torade. I don't know why. It's
Okay, on that note, I guess we will
Out of here.
Yeah, we'll do the call to action, which happens to be on my count of 3. It's going to be film those sequels, baby. So, on my count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Film those sequels, baby.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Radio Chaos Show.